Okay, the big controversy. Should I let my teens keep their cell phones in their bedrooms overnight? Well, my answer is quite simply J-Don Mom here, grown mom with grown kids. And my answer to that simple question is no. We should not let our teens keep their cell phones overnight. And let me tell you 2 reasons why. The main reason is simply health. There have been studies from top medical places like Harvard and Mayo Clinic, as well as organizations like the Health and Human Services, the CDC, the National Institute of Health, amongst many others, have shown us implications of having too much cell phone exposure and not getting enough sleep. That combination of things. And so having a cell phone in your bedroom while you're trying to sleep, that's not the best case scenario. The American teen is more sleep deprived than they've ever been. Actually, Americans in general, and our teens specifically. They are chronically sleep deprived. They are not getting enough sleep by a long shot. And teens should be sleeping between, believe it or not, 8 and 12 hours a night. Whoa, that's a lot. And in our 24-hour society, it's not happening at all. But can we at least get the minimum of 8? Let's try for that. The fact is, the adolescent mind is doing an awful lot of growing. Sleep interference and sleep deprivation is real, and we need to protect our teens from a lack of sleep. During the adolescent years, brain development is a big deal, and what helps with that the most is sleep. Lack of adequate sleep over the short and long term can produce mental health issues like anxiety, depression. It can cause behavior issues as well, inattention, oppositional defiance. Then there's the whole realm of cognition, memory, critical thinking. All of these areas are affected by a lack of sleep. Our kids become at a higher risk for substance abuse, diabetes, obesity, high blood pressure, kidney and heart issues. All of this stemming from a severe and a consistent lack of sleep. Comment below, do you allow your teen to keep their cell overnight? A Y for yes and a no for N in the comments. My second reason for not allowing this is because our teens are super curious. They're learning a lot. They're trying to understand their world, how they fit in, their sexuality, their individuality, and they're learning all of these things through the internet. Whoa. Parents, we have got to be a lot more hands-on, and we've got to just get in there and answer questions, connect, but also relationship. We've got to have parental relationship over the years. You can't wait until your child turns to be a teen and then suddenly want to get all in their life. We've got to be doing this all along. Of course, it's never too late. I mean, if you find yourself with a teen now and you don't really feel connected, a relationship can still be forged. It's going to take love, effort, and time to do that. And like the scripture says, love covers over a multitude of sin. So it's definitely something that can be done. And there's a whole chapter on love in 1 Corinthians 13 that tells us what love is. Look at that, study it out, read it over, post it somewhere, and exhibit those qualities so that you can develop a loving relationship with your teens. It's no secret that our kids can be exposed to many inappropriate things online. Even when you put filters in place, there's so much inappropriate things that the filter does not catch because it's not overt and blatant, but it's still tempting and it influences them nonetheless. Have you ever heard the saying, nothing good happens at night? That didn't come from nowhere. In the dark of night, alone, in your room, in your bed, in the most vulnerable, informal environment, so many things can go through your child's mind and the mind of their peers that they're engaging with, or other people that they're engaging with that they don't even know who they are, perhaps. Maybe they're engaging with dangerous people. We just don't know. The internet gives access to everyone, and it makes everyone seem friendly and loving and kind and just wanting to be together, and it's not always the case. So having a cell phone in the middle of the night is just not setting your kids up for the best success. Number one, it's interfering with their sleep, whether they're on the phone and actually not sleeping, or their phone is dinging or buzzing or notifying or lights are blinking or whatever it is. Maybe they put it on airplane mode, but it's still right there next to them, and there's the temptation to check every once in a while. Maybe they have a good sleep and they wake up to have a bathroom break and, oh, there's the phone. Let me see who said what while I wasn't there. So the fear of missing out, FOMO, is real. That is actually a condition. And cell phones have been known to be addictive. Just the dinging and the adrenaline rush and all of the good feelings you get when somebody is trying to notify you or like something you've done on social media or whatever. I want to point out that not all kids are going to fall into this category, but the temptation is real, even for the most level-headed, good kid who stays on track and doesn't risk anything. The temptation is very real and very large to fit in, to explore, and to belong. Now, some kids will obviously not do well the next day. They'll be tired because they're up half the night on their cell phone, fooling around, watching videos, social media, talking, whatever. And perhaps they'll be late and irresponsible for their job or school or whatever responsibilities they have. And that will show you clearly they can't handle the phone at night. But other kids will seem to manage it well, at least for a time. Perhaps they're grouchy or moody, or you're noticing a change in their personality. They feel down and out. All of these things have been linked to excessive cell phone use. Of course, teens need social interaction, particularly now with the pandemic. They're not able to get it as much as usual. However, they are able to use their phones for video conferencing or just talking with each other or live streaming, binge watching, doing things that make them feel happy and upbeat. We want to encourage that. We want our kids to be able to talk with peers and socialize and be silly and be teens as much as possible at this time. They do have all day to do that. And they even have the evening, and when they're settling in, maybe they're chatting with friends right before sleep, or in the morning when they get up, they're picking up and seeing what they missed or what's going on. All of that is wonderful. It's part of being a teen. But while they're sleeping, they need to sleep. They don't need to be on their phones while they're sleeping. So once they're done talking with friends, they catch up, they do what they do, put the phone away somewhere, pick a spot in the house, wherever that is, put the phones there and go into your room and go to bed. Give yourself that peaceful sanctuary where you can sleep and you don't have to worry about someone trying to get a hold of you, someone trying to notify you or engage you. This is a safe place for our kids to get the sleep they so desperately need. Not only that, but it helps us teach our kids to delay gratification, to have self-control, and to accept no as an answer. They need to manage their feelings when they can't get what they want. This is another way to help them do that. I do want to put in a caveat. If your child has been going to bed with their cell phone all this time, for you to go in and suddenly say, hey, this is what's happening. You're not using your phone at night anymore. That would not be loving. It would not be helpful to them, and it would not show grace at all. If that's what they're already doing, you need to help them to wean their way off of that. Do what you have to do because they need time to adjust, and that's only loving. So there are 24 hours in a day for our kids to connect with their peers and us and do different things that they enjoy doing. But when it's time for sleep, those 7, 8, or 9 hours, let's get them uninterrupted. Take the cell phones out of the room. Let it be a haven for sleep and health and growth. So that's all I got for you today. Watch my next video, which is talking about what we can do if our kids are already kind of involved or addicted or already using their cell phones way too much. How can we draw back on that? So look for that video coming soon. Make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell so you know when the next video is coming out. Hit the like button and make sure you comment below. Let me know what's going on in your life with your kids and their cell phones. It's J. Don Mom. Ixie.